Hey there guys, welcome to our playthrough of Merchant's Cove. This is on Kickstarter right now by Final Frontier Games. The designer is Cove and the art is done by the Maiko, as you can see by his unique style. Carla and I'm going to show you, there's Carla.
Hello.
We're going to do a little playthrough for you of the Chronomancer and the Alchemist. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the rules, but I'm not going to give you enough to play the whole game because we'll explain that as we go along. But just want to do some quick housekeeping. In the description below is a link to the Kickstarter, which is running right now, and you can follow that to have a look at the Kickstarter, see when it funds or how much it needs to fund and that sort of thing. Just a little note, it is already funded because it's awesome. And in the cards up above is an interview with Carl. You can check out an interview I did with Carl, where we had a chat about Merchant's Cove, his previous game Kapow, etc. And if you want to see any more details on the painted minis, you can follow my link in the Facebook page below, and that'll have lots more shots of all the minis I've done for the game. Alright, now with that done, let's get to the game. What we're trying to do here is basically we are merchants at Merchant's Cove, and we want to sell our goods to the various adventurers that come in. And the adventurers are warriors from the Warriors Guild, bards from the Bards Guild, wizards from the Wizards Tower, nobles, and even some rogues. So set up to get one of each of those out there. The rogues are done by this card over here, which tells you a little more information about each rogue. The time clock is the actual mechanism of this game, so kind of like Glenmore and Red November, those type of games. The further behind you are, the more you can do actions until you catch up. Then the person who's next in behind will go. Over here we've got some staff members that we can hire for our shops to help us run them, and these are the boats that are bringing the adventurers in. Over here we have Dragon's Isle. That is causes a little issue for us, for the merchants, because only some adventurers can come this side and some adventurers come that side. That'll make more sense during the game, and everything else over here will make more sense as we explain. As we have over here, the two merchants we're playing, as I said earlier, is the Alchemist and the Chronomancer. I'll be playing the Chronomancer, Carla will be playing the Alchemist. We'll explain more about them individually as we get to our turns, so that you don't have to listen to me ramble on about rules and explanations and everything. We'll just explain as we go. So that's Merchant's Cove. Let's get to the playthrough. Alright, welcome to Merchant's Cove. We are ready to begin. I'm the first player. As the Chronomancer, I get to do my little shop mission first. So, as you can see on the time clock over there, I'm at the top. So, the one who's further back gets to do his action. That's how the turn sequence works. If it's on the same space, the one at the top does it. Alright, let's explain a little bit about my merchant. I'm the Chronomancer, which is, this is me right here. And I have my assistant, which is this dude right here. What we're going to do is we're going to move around this time portal thing, and we're going to be doing our actions like that. There's a little more to it, which I'll get to as we get to certain spots. So first things first that I want to look at maybe is the fact that I've got some small artifacts to grab from the past, and then I can get some staff members over there before I hit the next sort of freeze break. So I think, just to get things started, I'm going to go for a nice easy one. I'm going to move my little assistant, and he's going to move across, so I can skip any amount of spaces I want to. I can go right around if I wanted to and come back to where he was, but that would obviously not be that efficient. I'm going to go over there. Now, talk about my time portals. I got these extra ones over here, which I'll show you will come into play in a minute. They're both double-sided. One side's white, one side's blue. The blue side is the better side, for a better way of saying. It's got less time capsules on it. It's got less, what do you call the little evil stuff again? I've forgotten the word. Corruption.
Corruption.
It's got less corruption and better versions of the items. But to get them, they all start white on my board. To get them like that, I have to do the unfreeze actions. We'll get to that. So I'm going to go over here. It cost me 2 time. So if you wouldn't mind moving me up 2 spaces, Carl. Alright, and I can either grab a red small artifact or a green small artifact. Now, considering how many red dudes are in this side of the boats, when we sell large artifacts here and small artifacts over here. I think I'm going to go with the red artifact. So that's one looks like there. Obviously this is prototype, keep that in mind folks. This will obviously be different when it comes to the actual game. One artifact is worth 3 points multiplied by the number of red people I sell it to. So you can put that on a stand for me, bro. And so I've moved my time up, I've grabbed one of these, and that's effectively my turn. My timekeeper has moved up to there, which means I'm now well ahead of that. So this goes on my little shop here. So that would end my turn, and then we go to the next player's turn, which is Carla. So she gets to do an action.
Okay, so I think I am going to... I think I'm going to go to my gather ingredients section here, and I'm going to pick the top one. So as you can see, there's 3 different sections. So the bottom one, you collect anything of one color that hits the bottom. So in this case, if I was to collect that green, this one would drop down and I would be able to collect the next green available, but I wouldn't then be able to collect the blue one. So that would cost me 2 time. In the second one up is also 2 time. And the third one at the top is only 1 time, but I have to take a corruption card to be able to collect from that section. I'm actually going to do that. The corruption cards come into play a little bit later on. You'll see how we deal with corruption cards, but for all corruption that you collect throughout the game, at the end that basically means minus points for you. Victory points, that is. So I'm going to go to the top here, which is going to cost me 1 time, and I need to take a corruption card, and I'm going to collect this red one here.
So you're naming red.
So I've named red, and because all 3 of the reds have dropped into the same row, I was able to collect all 3. So now I've got these 3, and I can immediately place them into one of my cauldrons at the bottom to start brewing a potion. And
it doesn't have to be all in one cauldron.
No,
it could be
I can
spread
pick.
them out.
So I think I'm going to brew. I think I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Which, in the way you can't actually see it in your screen, but at the bottom I've got a little cheat sheet that helps me decide on what I'm going to do. So essentially 3 of the same potion, or 2 of the same, will amount to a large, or what they call an elixir, I guess. So essentially, of course, it'll be a red one in this case. If I was to only do 2, then I would be brewing a small one. Worth noting that all I've done is I've put the ingredients in there. I've not actually done anything else. So they're just sitting there waiting for me to actually brew the potions.
It's like when you're making a stew and you're adding spices and stuff to it.
So the last step in my action is, because I have taken stuff out of my little ingredient section, I have to reseed it.
Oh goodness, there's a lot of available green ones there.
Yeah, but they're not all in the same place. It's interesting.
And then you've got to move your time.
Yeah, of course, sorry. So I move 1 time up because of that, but it also means I need to take a chaos card, corruption card. So I've collected that one. There are ways of getting rid of them. One of them is, for instance, getting shop employees that essentially will do that for you. There are other ways of doing that as well. So I have collected that, but I am still behind Jason at this point, so I can take another action. I am going to...
Just a note as well, when you do an action, you can't do the same action twice. So she could, in her situation...
I could go down, but I couldn't reuse this area. I have to move. So I am going to...
Which is such a subtle thing in the game, but it creates you to, like, for example, you might go hire staff to then go back and do something else to go hire staff again, which means you can't hire staff twice in a row. So that sort of thing.
It does make a difference as to how you do that. I mean, I'm actually pretty tempted to do more potions. Okay. I might actually do that. So I'm going to go 1 down, and that'll cost me 2 time, which I will move on in a minute. Now, worth mentioning, gold is gold, blue is blue, green and red. They're all individual ingredients, but the black is not. I can't remember what. Oh, ichor. This is ichor, and as a result, it can act as anything. I can collect it, and I will show you what I do with that a little bit later on. So I can collect anything in this row that falls into space. So I'm going to collect that one. And this one, I can collect that one, and I can collect that one, because they were all in the same row, and it's all the same color except for the ichor, which still counts. So I am going to brew, let's see, what am I going to do? I think.
Not that we're any tactical geniuses, but what you're kind of thinking about when you're choosing these options. Like for me, it's I just go back in time and pick up artifacts. In Carla's case, she's actually brewing them, potions and stuff.
To sell.
Yeah, but what you're trying to look at is what information you have on the boats. You know, like for example, if she's just picked up a whole lot of green ones, but if there were no green customers on the boats, the green potions aren't that useful.
So I've moved my time on 2 because that's what it would cost me to do. And 2 things have happened, one of which is I've now surpassed Jason. I've moved over him, so it means it will move on to his turn. But I've also moved this marker, which means I now need to add an adventurer to the ships at the back. So I draw it out of this bag. I have drawn a red adventurer.
A warrior. So she can add him to any boat now that she wants.
I'm going to add him to that boat.
Huh. That's interesting.
And I think...
So that's you done, yeah?
Yeah.
So it goes over to me. Alright, Marty. Are you going to hire a staff member? Or are you just going to go freeze up and let Boss Man do the rest? I think I might let Boss Man do the rest. So I'm going to activate my apprentice again. Obviously he can't stay in the same spot, he has to move. So I could move there, which would cost me 2 time again. And I can hire a staff member, anyone from there. And that would cost me extra time based on what they provide as well. So hiring staff for the Chronomancer is quite hard. But I'm just going to move him across to there. Now this is a spot that only he can go to, hence his pictures over there. It tells me actually it costs me 2 time, which I'll do in a minute. But what it also tells me is I can take 2 of these time tokens over here. Now these time tokens cover the guild symbols, and this will be more relevant later, but for now I'll just take these 2 time tokens right here. This will allow me to spend these time tokens later, which will just put them back there, to stop me from having to pay a time thing. So for example, let's say on my next turn I go there, it costs me 2 time. I could spend 1 or 2 of these to basically make that cost cheaper. But with this visible, this will bring in another thing that happens at the end of the round. Okay, so all he's done is just move over there, cost me 2 time. If you could move me up to car. So, not a massive thing. I could spend that 2 time now to cover that, which make it as, but I'm not going to bother. It's fine. So as I pass that thing, I have to draw a token. I've drawn a noble. A noble. Interesting. I'm going to put the noble in this boat. Oh, actually. Ooh, no. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in this boat. So this boat is now immediately full, and there's 4 spaces at the docks, of which only 4 of these 6 boats can operate, take hold of. So I'm going to sail this boat into town, and he's going to go do this. So why Carla's upset with me is because obviously she's got an opportunity to make a large red elixir, which if she parked that boat there, that would be a big point scorer for her. I've already got a small red artifact, so this is beneficial to me. It detriments Carla. It's just a really good turn. Alright, over to you.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. Okay. I think... I don't know what I'm going to now. I feel like I should get some staff. I think I might do that. I think I'm going to go get some staff. Staff options here aren't great. So the staff member, each one of them has a quick ability that triggers immediately when you purchase them. So this one allows you to discard 3 corruption. I keep wanting to say chaos since you said that now. Corruption cards. But also he gives me one of the guild tokens that allows for better scoring at the end of the game. There is this guy over here, which allows me to immediately collect 1 blue small potion. This guy here allows me to move an adventurer or customer, I don't know which word, from any of the boats into any other boat.
But not a docked boat.
But not a docked boat. And this one allows me to do the same thing. The only difference between these two really is which guilds they affect at the end of the game. All 3 of these add corruption cards. This one here actually adds an additional, so I would be actually saying that one and that one will make me draw corruption cards, but those symbols there will just be added corruption to the end score. So these ones I might still be able to get rid of. It's interesting. I think
small blue potion is not bad. Also puts you a little effort into the Wizards Guild. What's interesting about what Carla was saying is these little support tokens for the guilds is end of game scoring. So for example, are you taking that one?
I am, yeah.
So what that means is now she's got a not necessarily, but it's like if the more she backs the Wizard Guild to have more people in the Wizard Guild, the more points she'll score at the end of the game.
Okay, so essentially it allows me, it's kind of a contradiction in what's name anyway, because what we want is at the end of the game, the guild, with however many guild members are in it, times how many of these symbols you have. So that's how the scoring works. But that kind of contradicts some of the actions here, which you'll see how it kind of works at the end of it. So I have got myself a staff member.
So when you grab one, you can put him in any one of your slots of your shop, and they are there permanently. They lose their basic ability, but gain the ability of what your shop does. So Carla's hired some security.
I have. So he will keep corruption out of my shop whenever I activate my shop's function. But I've taken him from this area here. So essentially I move these on and fill up from the back. And I move my time on by 2, which triggers another one of these. So yet another. So we have a green one.
Where do you want
come
him?
out. That one.
You're like clustering all your dudes together. Alright.
And that's me.
Okay, so now it's back over to me, as I'm behind on the clock. So this guy, he cannot move. This you can't really see the artwork from where you are, but it's frozen. He's now frozen until the boss man gets over there. So I have to activate the boss man. I can still do any of these options over here. And I'm tempted to send him over there as well. So he's going to pop in there, which will cost me 2 time. Get me another red artifact, if you would be so kind.
Just FYI, this isn't part of the game. This is just Jason being lazy.
So I've got 2 little red artifacts for sale now. Cost me 2 time, if you would be so kind again.
That means Jason has crossed over the marker again.
And we've got another warrior, which I will put in that boat. Okay. And now it's back over to you.
Oh, it's interesting. I don't know what I'm doing now. think I'm going to go here.
More ingredients.
Yeah.
Naming red.
I am naming red. So 1, 2, because that's there. I can take that as well. I cannot take that one because it's 1 down. So I've got 3 more, and I'm going to fill these up.
Those pots are filled to the brim now.
I wonder now. Oh, it's quite difficult. So my dilemma is I can place, actually.
The interesting thing about Carla's board, like my board, yeah, I have these time capsules which reveals the guild's support tokens. Hers are under these iCall extracts, but she can only get those in here when she's done, what is it, this action? So 3 different types. She needs 3 different types of ingredients to drag one of those into that pot.
Okay, so my dilemma was, if I place that there, I'm now making a large elixir. And as a result, I can't claim a small potion from that. Jason has already docked the ship at the area that is literally going to, that I can sell small potions to the red adventurers. So those 2 potions aren't going to be any good here. They'll sell fine here or there, but not here. And that's where the red is. So it's a bit of a problem. But it's whether or not I brew those potions and keep them for later. So potentially it could be a benefit to me. So again, I fill my potions, and then I move the timer up by 1, and I take another corruption card.
She's so evil, look at all that corruption.
And, well, you need to start your business somewhere, don't you?
With some back alley deals.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I think...
So she gets to go again because she's on top.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go there, which is by staff, and I'm going to spend 2 time, and by him he just provides me with 1 large elixir,
and also 2 more corruption symbols.
I know.
We'll deal with that later.
It's fine. I'll be fine. Okay, so which also means that I can claim a large elixir.
So lazy, just getting your staff members to bring in the work.
No. You don't hire staff so that you do the work.
That's true.
So, I now... Yeah, because that essentially... I did take my corruption card. Did I take my corruption card?
No, I don't think you have it, no.
That's my current corruption card. And I move it 2 forward, which means I've already moved over that area again. So it means I need to seed another ship. And I've drawn a red. Oh, man. I don't like that.
It's a lot of warriors coming to Merchant's Cove this time of the year.
Yeah, but I don't want to give them to you. Put them there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So finally it goes over back to my turn again. Okay. I am going to send Doc over to here. So I'm skipping past my actions. I'm not hiring any staff. When he comes over here, he unfreezes Marty. This is not their official names, by the way. I'm just using their Back to the Future names. So he goes over there. Now this is where an interesting part of the Chronomancer triggers. This shows you that it's column 2, and it cost me 1 time to do that. Only he can go there because that's his face. And what that does mean is that this is column 2. So basically I'm going to push out some of these actions and replace them with hopefully better actions. These are my options down here. I could replace them with one of these white ones as well. I don't think you can see this, by the way, because it might have been just cut off at this point. But I've got 6 other tiles here. 4 of them are blue and 2 of them are white. I think I'm going to replace it with this one. So what that does is it comes over here, it just pushes them down, which means this one is going to come out. When it comes out, it's on the white side, it immediately flips over to the blue side. This action goes down to the bottom, and this action will now be at the top. So now you can see that this one gives me either a green small artifact or immediately gives me points for the Bard clan, Bard guild. Only costs 1 time on this thing. On this, so it's either that side or that side, depending on how I want to do it. And that's basically my action. Oh, cost me 1 time.
And Jason's crossed over.
And we have a Bard member. Interesting. I'm gonna put him in this boat, I think. So what my thought is, if I stick him there, that means there's 4 green guys in a boat. Anyone who sells to them is going to get a lot of points, but none of us have. Do you have any green or stuff? I don't have any green, but she does have some green things there that she can make. So I don't want to put all the eggs in one basket. If I put it in there, I could sail this boat over here, which gives me 2 more red guys to sell. So that's 5 red guys to sell to. That would be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, I'm also a bit of a gambler, so I'm going to wait and see if I can get an extra red dude in there to make it even more worth my while. I could come over here and stick him in here, sending this boat to the side, which means I definitely know that there will be a green and a blue guild member added to there. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to stick to my thought. I'm just going to stick him in there for now. Hedge my bets. I'm not keen on changing that at this point, as it'll be my turn anyway to go again. Have I done everything, Beb? I spent my time. I took the dude. All I did on my turn was
move things out.
Yeah, so now I get to go again. What's interesting now is I have to move Marty, because Doc cannot be in the same space as him, even on one of these spaces, or go past him. So they have to go in an order around, clockwise around. So he's about to go. I could go there, activate my shop. I got no shop people working for me, so that'll be no good. Could go over there and get another red artifact. That seems like a smart thing to do. Could come over here and get a large yellow one. I don't know if I'm going to do that, so I'm going to go and go over there. Grab me another red small artifact. Each of us only start with 3, so that's the maximum amount of red artifacts I can get at this point. Oh, I just noticed this comes with corruption as well. Awesome.
Do you want a corruption card?
Yes, please. So that's my corruption card.
Did you miss the previous corruption then?
No, it's this is from the previous. This is.
Oh, okay.
They kind of link in strange ways.
I can check the camera. I will check if you cheated.
And that cost me 2 time. If you could move up 2 time.
1, and that means you have surpassed me.
Yep. Another. Now, this is interesting. These last 2 in a 2-player game, those last 2 spaces, you draw out 2 merchants. Not merchants, we're the merchants. Guild members. So I've drawn another blue guy. I'm gonna put him in there. Oh, but that means I have to sail the boat. Damn it, yep. So he is gonna sail to there.
Oh, you're such a...
Well, I want red guys in the middle one.
I don't want it over there!
So this is the black market area. So you can sell large and small ones there. But if you do sell there, you gain a corruption card. On the flip side, you can sell as many things as you want there and still only gain 1 corruption card. But if I can get as much corruption colours hands as possible... Oh, another blue guy. Ah. Okay. I'm going to put him in this boat. And I'm going to send him to the large area over here. Which means... So these 2 go to the Bard's Guild. He goes to the Wizard's Guild. And that means these 2 are now locked in. So the only thing we have left, which will probably happen on Carla's turn, is one of these 2 boats are going to go there. And that works for me. And I think that's me done. Oh, I could have spent some of these time tokens to nullify some of that. No, never mind. You'll go.
I think I'm going to brew.
Okay.
So brewing only costs me 1 time. And so I can make all of these potions. So at the top here, I've got a 3 large red potion. Of course, I could have brewed at any point. I don't have to wait for my cauldrons to be full. I just chose to.
I mean, also out of here, to brew a large elixir, you need two of the. You need two of the same and one of any other. And it could obviously be the same, like she's just done. But the two of the same is what dictates what color it is.
Okay, so with this one is a green elixir. So the green, like, ingredient goes back into the bag, but the ichor actually starts building up here. So when it gets to danger in this cauldron, I just stick it in there. When it gets to dangerous levels over here, well, stuff explodes, and obviously you can see the corruption building up there. So that goes in. This is my first green. Then I've got a second green here.
So you can see her table is filling up with items pretty quickly now. That doesn't help that both your staff members brought you some stuff they stole from their grandmother.
Okay. And this one here, I can make a red large elixir, but I could also use that to release this ichor at the top here. And that is what you can use any combination of, so any 3 different ingredients, and I'm going to do that. So this ichor is going to go there, these 2 are going to go into the bag, and this one releases and it moves down and covers up one of those spots. So now it will only cost me 2 to make a large elixir or 1 to make a small one. And when it comes to working out victory points at the end, for every what are they called again?
Nobles.
Nobles in the guild, I will get, this will times it, so I will score. Also, when it comes to the scoring, when all the ships have sailed into dock, I will now score on that as well. So
you you made that. So now you move your time up.
So I've moved 1, which triggers the boat, but the last 2 boat symbols,
there's 2, yeah.
You draw 2 when you play a 2-player game. So I have drawn those 2, although I should probably have drawn them 1 at a time.
No, that's fine, because you have to draw 2 at the same time in that one. But you can put them down, like if you put that one there, then the other one's going to the guild. I definitely think you should put the red one in that first boat.
No. If I had any say, I'd be putting nothing in any of those boats.
You could actually put both of them in that boat.
But it makes no difference. Basically, that's exactly the same outcome for me.
Well, I'm fine with either way.
I hate you so much right now. I have a serious temptation to stick you in one of my cauldrons. Okay, the only consideration really is if I place one of them in the other ones, I will be boosting the guilds at the bottom here. So that is my only consideration. At the moment, I have got 1 noble and 1 wizard. So I think I am going to stick a warrior in that one, and then a bard in this one, and sail the bard, which means those will then, yeah.
Okay, so now the market token, because that's now filled up the docks, so we can't receive any more guild members or customers. So the market token moves to the 11 space to indicate that's where the day will end, and we basically have 1 more turn effectively each left now. Because you've moved your time up, right? Yeah, you have, yeah.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And because you're on top, you get to go again. And even if you spend 6 time, for example, at this point, it'll only move up that 1 space onto the market, and that'll signify the last turn for you for this round. Game plays 3 rounds, 3 days. You need to make as much money as you can in 3 days.
I think I am going to go higher. That's interesting. The employees are more expensive than the
blacksmith.
The blacksmith.
No, they're always 2 to activate, aren't they?
No, I think mine was cheaper. I mean, I might be wrong. I just felt like they were cheaper. I don't know. What do I want? Let's see. I can't really.
I mean, as a hint, I would spend as much time, like do an action that costs the most time.
Yeah.
Because you'll only lose one effectively.
Well, the problem is, I suspect I'm probably going to go down the hiring route.
Okay.
I think that's probably going to be it. I really want to brew, but if I do this action now, it's going to be pointless.
Yeah, because you've got nothing to brew.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to go there, which means I'm allowed to. I'm going to take this guy.
Are you going to take him?
Wow. Which costs me 2 time, but it doesn't matter. I just literally move on to the token. And he adds to my board. So essentially, at this point, I'll be earning more.
You're hedging your bets on you. You've got one of each now.
And I put that in there, which means when I do make my employees work for me later on, activate my shop, I will get 3 functions out of that, which is pretty good.
And he also gets rid of 3 corruption.
Yes, which is the big thing. He allows me to get rid of 3 corruption, which these 3 cards now go bye-bye.
What a shame.
Right.
Okay, so now it goes over to me. I should have been, while I'm watching you, I should have been thinking about what I'm going to do. Because I can move Doc to there. That's the only space he can move to. Which would activate my shop or my staff members. I don't have any. So it's not going to move him. So it's definitely going to be Marty. I can either get a yellow, a large yellow, which a large yellow was not a lot amount of points sold for there. Doesn't mean I have to sell it this turn. Or he can come freeze himself again, which, yeah, I think that makes sense. So I'm going to move him around like that, which unlocks my other 2 time capsules like this. That, I think, was well worth it. In fact, yeah, that was a really good move for my... And then that moves up 2, but it only move up 1. And it goes to there. And then because we're both on the market phase, that ends the sort of influence phase and goes to the market phase now. So we start on this end, and this is where the person at the top goes first. It doesn't really matter that much difference, but I can now sell large items, or large artifacts in my case, to these guild members. I don't have any, so I'm going to pass. Carl, are you going to sell any?
I've got 2. I've got 1 to the 2 adventurers in red.
Okay, so how much is that one worth?
It's a 6.
Alright, so it just shows. So it's 6 times the amount of red adventurers, so 6 times 2 is 12 gold.
Okay, so that has been sold. It's over here, isn't it? There you go.
We haven't mentioned anything about the rogues yet because it's not come up, so I thought I'd mention that when it does come up. And then, are you selling anything? Because you've got a yellow lot, you could sell...
I do have a big...
What's the
yeah,
yellow
you know
one?
what, just...
Is worth 8 points.
Yeah.
So 8 times 1 is 8 points. Gets you up to 20. Alright. And then, do you have any large blue ones?
I do not.
Alright, so these guys all go back into the guild bag. And now, this boat will go back out here, and now we go to the small potions. So over here, you can only sell small potions, and you sell them to both these boats. So I've got 3 small artifacts, and there are 5 red warrior members I can sell them to. So that's 5 times each of these. So it's 3 times 5 is 15, plus 15, plus 15 is 45 gold. Oh yeah.
Can't even reach down there, it's ridiculous.
Boom! Show me the money. Alright, have you got any red artifacts or potions you want to sell today?
No.
What else? You got green and blue. There's 1 green and 1 blue.
I don't want to sell them. I'm going to be selling at the
Okay,
black
so
market.
you finish with the middle one, yeah? So they all go back to the bag. Do that. And these boats go back out. And now at the black market.
So at the black market I can sell my leftover potions. I'm going to sell my 2 red, my 2 green. 2, 3.
How much are your greens worth? Oh, they're 3.
Yeah, 3.
So 3 times 3 is 9. Times 2 is 18.
2.
38. So actually you're not that far behind me.
I mean,
Actually,
I've also get a corruption card, which I'm not happy about. And And I still feel like you cheated me, so I'm not talking to you right now. I wonder if I should sell to that last one.
I would hold on to it if I was you. But that's me.
To what end, though?
You might get more for the blue ones later.
Because I'm selling there anyway, so I've already got my corruption card.
Oh no, but you might get more blue clustered in the middle here later.
Maybe.
It's up to you. You gonna sell?
No, it's fine. I'll leave it
Okay.
for now.
Alright, so that's not the end of the scoring though. So those just, we'll get refilling these boats up in a minute. That's the end of the selling phase. Now we go, oh yeah, one of these could shift it off as well. Now, yeah, just dump it outside there. Now we get the support from our guilds. So any open guild spots on your board, you get the reward from it now. So for example, Carla has got a yellow one there for the nobles. So she's got 1 times 1, 1 point.
Shut up.
If it makes you feel better, I only get 1 point for my nobles. But I just to point out, these ones on the shopkeep, on the staff members, they only trigger at the end of the game. It's only the ones on your board that trigger. I get 3 points for my wizards, 1, 2, 3, and for the bards I get another 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and for the warriors another 3 points, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That was 10 points there for that. So I'm on 55 at the end of round 1, 55 gold. Carla's on 39. Okay, so that ends the round. We've already done the staff members. That now gets one of those little mice tokens on the hour clock. Goes to 1. What that represents is we were having a little lay-in on day 2. So
do we move to there or do
just
we
the 2 space and exactly the way we are.
Oh, yes.
And then the market goes back to 12. And what that represents is obviously we're having a lay-in. We could gain back that hour, but we gain a bit of corruption, so it shortens the day. What else do we need to refresh other than fill up the boats? I think that's it. So now for the day 2, we draw 2 new members for each boat. See the boats like that. So we've got a yellow and a green in the first boat. In the second boat, we've got a warrior and another warrior. We have a warrior and a rogue. Now, the rogue I'm going to put on my table here for a minute. So this card tells us that when you draw rogues out the bag, they go back into the bag. If they were allowed to go onto the ship during this phase, there would be a little ship icon there. It tells you how many rogues start in the bag in the first place and how many start in the guild. And then this tells you their ability. When you draw rogues out like we do when we pass sections over there, we can immediately add the rogue to the boat and then take another member from the same boat and add him to a different boat, but then gain corruption. So kind of like some sort of kidnapping ring or something.
Yeah, you kind of, if you place a rogue in there, he basically chucks somebody overboard and he ends up in a different ship. But, you know, it's a corrupt action, so
that's right. So
you pay.
It's a way of manipulating the boats. The first blue one that comes out. Wizards
I know,
bits.
blue really doesn't like to come out in this
Oh,
game.
and then
I mean, I just said it far too fast, didn't I, really?
Another rogue. They'll go back into the bag as soon as we finish seeding these. And finally a yellow. They go back into the bag. And we're ready to go. So I'm on the top. I get to start day 2. What am I gonna do? Alright, what are we looking at? Yeah, we got some decent staff members. I should probably try and get some of the guild members going. On this side of the island we got some red and greens. So red and green potions could be good. So time for Doc to do some moving. So I could go over there and activate staff. I ain't gonna do that. I am gonna go over there and I'm gonna get me another red artifact for wherever I'm stealing those artifacts, and I'll get a corruption card. I really need to move that out. It cost me 2 time. Now I could spend, and I'm probably going to, I'm going to spend both of these just to cover up those 2. So it cost me no time to do that, which means I get to have another go. And then he is going to go back over here, and he's going to unlock Marty, and I'm going to grab me. I want to do this one, and this is column 1, so it has to go here, which will push out my yellow artifact. Point, and flips over to the blue side. And that's going to cost me 1 time. She would be at 1 time. I could obviously spend this again, which would keep me allowed and allow me to go again, but that seems a bit greedy. So I'll let Carl have a go now.
Shush you. Okay. I am going to go there, I think.
Gather some ingredients.
So, yeah. So I'm going to nominate blue. So I will collect 1, 2, 3 blue. And I'm going to place a blue and an ichor over here. And a blue over there. And then I seed my bag again. Ooh, it's going the wrong direction. Okay.
Spend your time.
Yes, right. That's 1, 2, which activates that over there again, which means green. Where do I want this green to go? Put it with the 2 red.
Oh, okay. Alright, back over to me. Come on, Marty, go get me some stuff. So I'm going to activate Marty now that he's free, and he's just going to pop over to there and get me a large red artifact. Doom. And because this is a nice new blue tile, it only cost me 1 time. Again, I could spend this to cover that, but I'm happy to spend that 1 tile. Move me up 1, which means I'm going to draw out a guild member. Yellow. I'm not really looking for yellow, so I'm going to put this one. Have you got any yellow stuff? No, you could get yellow. Nah, never mind. I'm going to put it over there. But now I'm on top. I get to go again. Marty's going to move again. He's just going to pop over to there. It cost me 1 time again. Now I can either get a small green artifact, or I can immediately score 3 points because there's 3 bard members. And I think it'll be foolish for me not to just grab another little green artifact. So you can see it. Nice and simple. Green moves up 1. And that's over to you.
I am going to brew for 1 time. And it means I'm going to go, so here I get 1 blue art. What's the name? But the ichor goes in there. The blue goes back in the bag. And I get a blue. And this one here, so that's obviously the one that stays down. I get another small. Ooh.
A small ooh?
Yeah, my table just went flying. It's a good thing my bottles are a little sturdier.
So you notice that we're playing obviously with 2 different merchants, but I've not recruited any shopkeepers yet. And the last time I played the Chronomancer, I did actually recruit a lot more shopkeepers. So just to show you what my shopkeeper stuff that manipulates a lot more of my time. Sorry, I was just filling in some air.
Okay, so I will then. So I've brewed, and I think I will go there and clear the ichor out of here before I start gaining corruption.
Now it does go back into the bag.
That's back in there, and that moves me on a time. I'm going to choose to take the corruption.
Ooh.
Which means I get the card.
All right. So just to point out there, at this point, like she's now level with drawing another guild member out of the bag. It's only when you go past it. So when she takes the next step forward, she'll do that. Now back over to me. Do I want a shopkeeper, a shop duty, or do I just want to move Marty along? No, you know what? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna send him across there. Getting me these 2 time tokens, and moving me along 2 time, please.
Do you want corruption or not?
No, no corruption.
1, 2.
Yep.
So it triggers the boat.
And it's a warrior. Now I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to sail this. I wanted to say choo choo. I don't know why I moved that boat, because he can slot in there. So I'll put that majority red dudes over.
Okay.
Over to you, madame. What's your alchemist's name?
I don't know. Let me think. Alphaba.
Alphaba. Okay. I might have to cut this part out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to recruit again. So I'm going to take him. Although he's a bit of a pain. I wonder. I think I might just take him. Reason above that is, as annoying as this is, there's quite a few of these guys in here, so I think I'm going to take him. But he allows me to get rid of one of these.
Did you just take one of the discard pile?
No,
Oh.
I'm just trying to decide which one goes. No, actually, I think I'll get rid of that one.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's 2, which means I've now officially crossed over this line.
What is the blue one?
Yeah, you know where it's going.
What, this blue one?
Yes. Okay, and then I have another action that I can take. And
So obviously now that her staff quota is full, she can't hire any staff more. So this action is effectively dead for the rest of the round. But now she can obviously go to her activate staff area and get a much better bonus out of it.
okay, well I'm gonna activate my staff just so people can see what that means. So I'm activating my staff, which means I get to destroy up to 2 of these. So I am going to destroy that one. Oh, I can take them in any order I like.
It doesn't have to be from the decanter, but she's got no ingredients anywhere else, so for this particular situation.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use it, so you could just skip it.
Well, I'm going to take this one, place it there. I'm going to destroy 2, which I'm going to destroy that one. Yeah. And I think the iCore.
I'm quite surprised. You could have got 4 gold on your next action there.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have to refill it up again. Oh, you still get 4 gold.
So I've used the destroy and the take. I get to get rid of 1 corruption. Did I do that already?
No, you haven't done it.
And then I get to brew 1, which I have 1 to brew, which is a small green potion.
Okay.
And that is my...
And you get 2 time.
And I get 2 time, yes. Which means I'd hop on 2. But because I've crossed that point, I get to place another one. Which I will be placing there. And I will be sailing this here. Before Jason messes me over again.
I was totally going to send that too.
I know you were. You meanie.
Alright, over to me. Come on, Doc. Let's go get a big red potion. Or big red artifact. Big red vase thing.
Big red vase thing.
So it cost me 1 time, if you would be so kind, bro.
one time.
Which crosses me over there. Get me booyah! Green. Do I have any green? Yes, I do. So I'm going to put that green one there. And then I might as well go over there and get me another small green artifact, which costs me one time again. I will move up one more space, please, bro. And then I will go to there. I will be replacing, I think, because if I, now basically what I'm looking at, whatever I'm going to bump out, I'm bumping out either this one, which gives me a red and green artifact, or this one, a yellow and blue. I think it'll be that. And then I'll replace it with this one. Oh, no, that's wrong. What I was doing there was actually cheating. I'm on column 2, so it has to be this side. I don't know why I was, for some reason I was thinking about something else. So it has to go that side. This flips over. That goes down there. That goes there. And that'll cost me another time. But I could, and I won't, but I could spend clock, but I'm not going to.
Which means you place another
2 guilds.
Because again, it's the last 2. We're 2 players, so we placed 2 adventurers
So
in the ship.
red. I do have a small red. I'm going to put him in that one. And then a blue. I don't have any blues. So I'm going to put him in this one. Oh, do I want to do that? How many? You got blues. I don't want to add another blue to that middle pile. So I'm going to put...
There's no middle. Oh, I see.
I'm going to put him in that one. No, that's... Yes. And then I will slide that in there. Which means the Warrior Guild grows stronger, as well as the Bard's Guild. What's interesting about this is obviously these are actually removed from the bank. So making red artifacts and potions and such for the next day is going to be less likely to sell because there's a lot less guild members. I don't know if that was clear in my mumbling. Alright, over to you, babe.
I don't see that I've got much of a choice here. It's too nice to ignore.
Gold!
Gold. Okay, so it'll cost me 2 time and I can collect all of the gold, which is the colour I'm nominating. So there's 1.
Ooh.
2.
Now she has to get the decanter repairer come in.
3.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
4. So I've got 4 gold. Gosh, that's interesting. I'm not going to get anything. So after this, I'm not going to get another action, am I?
No, you will. It goes. The market goes to the space after where you're.
Okay. And then I move 2. Yeah, that's where I am. Look.
That's fine. Because now the market will stay where it is now. It doesn't move closer to you. So you'll get one more action.
I guess. Oh, I've drawn one of these guys.
Well, you can put them in as normal. If they don't go to a dock, they'll go to the guild, making the guild more dangerous for at the end of the game. But you could also use them now if you wanted to for the smuggler's ability. I think it's called smuggler or something like that.
So if I place him in a boat, I could push. But is it docked boats as well?
Mm-mm.
Are you 100% sure?
Yes. So that you basically, if you put that smuggler there, You could take one of these green and yellow ones and stick him in that boat if you wanted to. He's not really that useful this late in the influence phase, if you like.
No, he's not. But I mean, I say that if I place him in that boat, I can move a green into. Do I swap them or do I?
You take one. If you put him in this boat, you take one from here and put him in that boat.
And what if there's no space there?
Then you can't do it.
Ugh, it's annoying. I think I'm just going to. I'm just going to make corruption even harder now, but I want that in that one. And I want that one to. Although saying that though, if I put those two there, you've got. How many greens do you have?
2.
Put it in that one, because then he doesn't end up. Put that back. Put that in.
Okay. So, oh my goodness, this guild is filling up. So is this one. All right. So my last action. Right. What are we looking at? What am I looking at here? So we got quite a lot of blue stuff. Can I make a blue thing? Yeah, I can. Mod is free. You can travel along like this. And make me a blue artifact. I could make a yellow one, but yellow ones are not that great, so I'll make a blue one. That cost me 2 time. I'll move up 2. Why not? And then over to you for your last action.
Gosh, that's interesting. I kind of want to release this actually, but that'll cost me. Oh, stop it. You know what? I'm going to do that. I am going to do that.
I assume you're doing a brew action.
Sorry, I apologise. I'm there. I'm moving up 1. I'm brewing a small gold potion, and instead of brewing a elixir here, which would have earned me 8, so I've released the ichor here to make it easier to brew, and I'm going to make a small. Don't have any more little standees.
So what would a yellow potion be? What is that? Potion of the day?
I mean, I've got to say, I thought ichor was. It is actually. It's like, you know, blood of the gods, isn't it? But apparently it is blue, not gold.
Alright, so that's the influence phase done. On to the market phase. Have you got any large stuff you would like to sell? You do not. I do. I have 2 red ones, and there are 3 warrior members there. So that's 6 times 3 is 6, 12, 18. That's 36. So what's that? 61, 91. Let's move me down there. They can go down here. This large green dude's not going to get sold anything, so that can go over there. Then we got this over here. You selling any potions to these guys?
Yes.
Okay. The blue ones?
Yeah. How many are there?
4. How much is the blue one with? 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4 times 4. 16. And you got 3 of those.
Yeah. Where am I? I'm all the way down there.
Yeah. So what is that? What did we say? 16 says 36 plus 16, 52. So that's 43 plus 93. Yes, this is a big scoring game.
Oh, but it's so satisfying.
Yeah. And I've got,
Okay,
for what
so
it's
we've got
worth,
those 3.
I'm going to sell my blue one as well. So 4 times 4 is 16. If you would be so kind to move me up 16 points.
Where are you? You green, right?
Yep.
Ooh, look.
Over the 100. Back around again, so that's what.
And he's earned a diamond.
Put that on the table there to show how rich I am. You got anything else you want to sell here in the middle? I think we're done with the blues. I'm going to sell a couple of green ones, I think. I could sell, green is worth 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I could make 12 gold out of this. Or I could keep it. The red one I'm definitely not selling. What are you doing? Are you selling any of yours?
I think I'm tempted, not, I don't know. No, I'm going to keep them.
No, you know what? I'm going to sell it. So I'm going to make 12 bucks.
Fine, I'll sell mine too. 12, yeah? Oh, where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And this red one will stay here. So you're selling your red green one. It's worth
I
6.
am selling, yeah. So.
And these are done.
The green one, yeah. Sorry.
I think in the black market, you can sell that yellow one for 8 and gain a corruption.
Is it worth it?
Only you can tell.
You know what? No, I'm going to keep it.
Alright, last chance.
Nope.
Alright, off we go. Alright, then we do our support from the guilds. What you got?
I've got green. So that's just what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay!
You got a yellow, 1 more point.
Oh yeah. Nobles don't play game.
Alright, reds. I've got 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Greens is another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blues is 3. 1, 2, 3. And yellows is 1 more. Man, and then this guy goes. Just stick him with the others. These move up. And we move on to day 3, which means the mouse goes into spot 2. So now on Sunday you have even later sleep in the mornings. Now we open up another corruption spot and we see this for day 3. Green, yellow, green, yellow. But that's not, I'm surprised the greens came out, but the yellows is not surprising. More greens. Oh my goodness. The bards are singing well today. Red and yellow. So red and blue and yellow is what I'm expecting to come out a lot more, because most of the red and greens are hanging out in their tavern. Yellow and a blue. And finally, a yellow and a red. Alright. We move over to space 3 as we are, so that you will be the first player. And off we go. Day 3. So this is the final round of the game, and if this doesn't all fit into one video, just follow the link in the cards below and that'll take you to the second video, which will finish off the game.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I don't really have a... So I'm going to go over there for 2 time, and I'm going to go nominate red. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, there's not a very good chance of reds coming out because a lot of them are sitting here in the guild drinking themselves to death. So, but I just don't see why I wouldn't do this at this point.
There's a couple of reds over there. They could be heading off to the market or something.
I feel like I would do 2 small potions.
Also, you could be used for getting your ichor down. Especially for this one, I think.
It's maybe not a bad idea. So maybe what I'll do is I will do that. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, which moves my time on by 2. So, first things first. And then secondly, I need to see the boat.
A black one for a rogue. So this is obviously a good time to use the ability if you want. You could basically make a boat sail. Oh, no, you can't.
No, I can't.
But you could, for example, put one there, then shift the red over to there.
Yeah, but I just feel like I'll be helping you. But put it there with one of the no. That one.
Okay. Do you want to send any of these greens somewhere else?
No.
Okay.
I don't want the corruption right now.
Okay. Alright, over to me. Alright, so greens are pretty popular. So Doc can go around to here. I can either get a small green artifact, which is here in my hand, or I can gain 6 points immediately from my guild, Bard's Guild. 6 points with this. I think I'm going to take the 6 points, you know. Oh, this comes with corruption as well. I forgot about that. But give me the corruption. And I'll take 6 points or 6 gold. Putting me to 141. And it cost me 1 time. Could you move me up 1 time? Which will fill up the boat, maybe. What have we got? It's a green. Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna go there and send. Oh, I haven't got the large green. Oh, I'm gonna go there. Okay, so then back over to me. Marty has to come freeze himself, which goes over there. It cost me 2 time. I could spend some of this to maneuver it down. I think they're going to cost me 2 time. Move me up 2 time. So I don't know if you understood what we were mumbling through there. But basically I planned that pretty poorly there. I don't want to take corruption.
Sorry. So you want to go there?
Yep.
Right, what's another?
Oh, maybe I will for the next one. Yellow! I'm going to put him in there. Alright, over to you.
Huh. Okay. So take 1. Destroy 2. Brew 1.
If you're wanting to know, I've got 3 corruption cards at the moment, and this is what they all look like. I can't explain too much because then I'll give colours away, but actually, never mind. These symbols, it's for every symbol you have of those on here, plus on your staff, and if you had anywhere else, it's multiplied by the number of rogues in the Rogues Guild. So if I have, say, 6 of these, and there's 3 of theirs, I lose 18 gold. 6 times 3.
Okay. So I am going to take that one.
You mean nominate green? Oh, using your staff.
Sorry. I'm going to go there using my staff. So I take that one. I am going to destroy those 2. Destroy 2. I can brew 1. I'm going to brew this one. Whoops. Alright, but I'm actually going to create that. Whether that's a good idea at this late stage, I don't know, but...
Well, it's worth, if nothing else, it's worth 6 gold at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced that's the best thing to do, but... Ooh. Okay, and if I had corruption, I could get rid of a corruption.
And then move time.
Yeah, so I am going to take a corruption, which is the irony of ironies. And also so annoying.
You don't have to put it on the side, you can put it that side.
I know, but I don't want to make anything any more beneficial for you. I don't know, fine. I'm going to do it like that. Let's see what happens.
Back over to you again. It's interesting on the last round because obviously we're looking at selling as much as we can, but obviously also what benefits we're going to get from the guild, and then also looking at how much we're going to lose from corruption. Now, I've got a decent lead at the moment, but that could be caught up because Carla's got quite a lot of icons at the bottom there. Although I do see 3 corruption icons, so at minimum I know she's going to be losing 9 corruption still at this point. 9 gold, not 9 corruption.
I'm going to go here and grab this green, that's my nominated colour, and this black. So go there and there. I wonder if I should. There's very few reds out. Yeah. So seed that. And then it's 1 time and 1 corruption.
And then it's over to me. So I'm busy thinking, because obviously we're heading rapidly towards the end of the game now. I could move Doc over here to get me either a yellow or a blue small artifact. There's no yellow or blue in this boat, so I'm relying heavily on these to come out here to go there. So that doesn't feel like a great move. I could come over here and just unlock Marty and then push out that yellow and blue, which is what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to replace basically this, which was one of my starting ones, I just realized. Green, this one seems pretty decent. So that's going to go like that. Because this is column 1, has to be column 1. It goes there, costs 1 time. If you would move me up 1 time, go over. And then I get to go again. Marty now will have to move. I can go over there, get me a green artifact, which is what I just moved into there. So he'll go over there, gets me a small green, and it costs me 1 time. I could spend...
Corruption or no corruption?
I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to take corruption. As whether or not I want to spend... Yeah, I'm going to spend this to ignore that that time. Okay. So I can get to go again. He's then going to move to there. Now I can get a red artifact or gain 6 gold. I'm going to gain 6 gold. Bring me to 47. That cost me 1 time. I'm going to spend it to ignore it. And then he's going to move to there and freeze himself in there, which cost me 2 times. No corruption, no corruption. And then draw out a merchant, a guild. Me and you have played this game a few times now over the last while. Blue. Large items are not really high on my agenda. But what do I want to go into those? Yeah, I'm going to do this. So that's going to go there. These 2 come out over there, and that's the 1/2 of Dragon Isle done. Also, I mean, you've played this a couple of times now recently, but I really like to try the Oracle and the Inmaker. What the hell?
The
Innkeeper.
Innkeeper.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yes. Okay. What am I doing? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go activate my shop
Staff members.
Staff members, and I am going to... What am I doing? Right. So first things first, I am going to destroy those 2. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to brew this potion. Yeah, this potion.
This was a red small.
A red small.
Interesting. And then get rid of one of your corruption.
and get rid of one of my corruption.
And how much is that 2 times?
Oh man, where was I?
6, I think.
Okay. And then I am going to...
You're going to move your time first.
Sorry, yes.
Are you taking corruption?
I am going to. Shut up.
And new merchant comes out. I keep calling them merchants.
They adventurers. Oh. And I'm going to go there and brew for 1. So that's 1, 2, 3 small greens.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's as many as you can make.
Yeah.
That's also already a good chunk of points. Ooh, the worried bets are kicking in now.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure that no more green goes to that middle island.
That is rubbish.
Wait, did you just do the brew action?
Yeah.
Did you move your time?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why I've got 1 more left. It's just deciding on what's the best option at this point.
Ironically, you don't, as the alchemist, once you've hired all your stuff, you don't actually have that many places to go. It's like, go get ingredients, activate my shop. Go ingredients, activate my shop.
3. Sorry, I did nominate gold. Oh, that's frustrating. I don't know. 1, 2, and I think I'm going to try. Okay.
The prototype is taking a bit of a battering, as we've played it a few times, and obviously this was shipped to me from America, from another reviewer, also played it quite a bit, so bear that in mind. Move the time up.
Yes, which is unfortunately 2. Means I seed the boat with 2.
Which could potentially end the round, kinda.
Okay, so what do I want? I want... Well, I don't want either of those.
As you're gonna get, I'm surprised. There's more green in the bag to begin with, but as you can see, there's not many reds coming out because most of the reds are already in the Warriors Guild.
Well, I'm definitely sailing one of those boats. It's just deciding where I'm sailing them to.
Yeah, or where you docking them. Is it gonna be small potions or corrupted potions?
I think I'm going to do that and that, and I think I'm going to do that.
Okay. Over to me. Alright, dock, off you go. Go. There's only going to be three greens. Times 3 is 9, or I can go there and get 6. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go there. Cost me 1 time, which we'll do in a second. But I'm going to take instantly 6 points. Putting it to there. If you would be so kind to move me up 1 time, which will activate 2 of these bad boys.
Ooh-wee.
Now, what's interesting here, Carlos, is that this has not actually come up in our playthroughs, but because I'm the one activating the market, it goes onto your square, so you won't get another go.
Oh. That's rubbish.
So, red, I'm going to put in that boat, and he's going to go to the black market.
I gotta say, I might have not done the actions I did had I known that.
And then that goes there. And that goes there. That goes there. And then the market basically goes to there. Okay, so just to clarify, I've just had a quick double check because it never came up in a previous place, but I assumed it was the one who activates the fourth pier or the fourth boat docking. Then the marker token moves to directly above that person's token, but it's not. It's the furthest player on the clock, so it'll go above Colin. So Colin will get another turn to go, and as subsequently, I will get another turn as well. All right, where were we? I moved my time, didn't I? Which activated those. Ooh. So I'm still further behind than you. Do I care about unleashing these two? No, I'm going to go over there. So I'm actually going to activate a staff member, which is going to cost me a crap load of time, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to get this guy. So he gets rid of one of my corruptions. I'll get rid of that one. For what it's worth, she'll become security for me, but she is worth 2 more of the bard symbols. That's why I took her, and she gets rid of one of my corruption. So hence the reason I went for her. But that does move me 2 times there, plus 2 times for her, so 4 times forward. But it only goes 2 forward, right? Do to there. No more people come out, so over to your last turn.
So I've got an interesting dilemma now. So I have 2 quite heavy cards in terms of corruption sitting in my
those are not the heaviest though.
No, but they're heavy. So I can either go and activate my staff, and I can brew only one of my 2 potions and get rid of one of these, or keep them and brew both of my potions and hope the points even out. Which,
well, currently you got 4 corruption on those 2 cards, plus 3 more on your staff. So that's 7 times 3. That's 21 gold you'll lose from corruption.
But then I'm adding 2 of these symbols, so that's 2, 3
times 3 is 9.
4. Oh no, I don't have that one.
No.
3.
So you get 9 points from them.
So it's almost like taking 9. No, not 9 away, but 2 times 3.
If you get rid of one of those, then you'll only have 5 corruption. 5 times 3 is 15. So what did I say the first one was? 7, 14, 21. So you lose 6. You basically a net gain of 6 points if you get rid of one of them.
Whereas this one will earn me an 8 and a 4. And that's not. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these. So as my last action, I'm going to go there, get rid of, well, they're basically the same. One of those. So I've done that. I'm going to brew the large elixir.
You could, just FYI, you could have taken one of the green ones, put it on there, and then made a small potion. Oh, no, you can't. You've got no more small potions left.
I mean, I can make a blue one, I guess.
Yeah.
Will that be better than the 8 times 2? It's
well,
not really.
16 points there.
So yeah. I think that's probably the best. So I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to do the last 2 actions. I've just done those 2 first ones out of that, which basically ends my go.
Okay. So as the person on top, have you got any large stuff you want to sell?
I have only 1 large.
So 8 times 2 is 16 gold for you.
Thank you.
I've got no large ones to sell, so they can go back in the bag. And I'll move these boats out of the way so we can see more clearly. Then we go on to the important thing, the small ones. So let's start with the greens. You want to sell any green small potions?
3.
So 3 times 3 is 9, 18, 27. What are you on? So that'll be 49. Boom. I've got 1. 3 times 3 is 9. 62. Where the hell is that? Oh, there it is. And Those can go back in the bag. Do you want to sell any blue ones? Have you got any blue ones?
I have no blue, but I've got one yellow.
Okay, you can sell that for 4.
Well, what's the point of keeping them at this point?
One,
I
two,
could
three,
sell them
4.
for 4.
I got a red one, which there is no red ones to sell, so these can all go.
Yeah.
And finally, at the black market, we could both sell our red for 9. And we get a random corruption from the top. Is 9 points worth what I could lose from that random corruption? Screw it. I said I'm a gambler. I'm going to do it.
And I'm doing it first.
You do get to do it first as well.
I know, but you're not picking the card up first.
Oh, fine.
Right, give me my 9 points.
Okay. Oh, you also on 62. 53 plus 9. Is that right? 57. Yeah, 62. Boom.
Oh, God. Okay. Yes!
And
Would
then,
you like to know what you get?
well, I need to get my 9 points first, which is 71. And let's see what I get. Oh!
I told you I wanted the first card.
Jeez. Okay. So that is all the selling. Alright, now we go to guilds. Let's start with the Warriors Guild. I'll start with me for what it's worth. I've got 1 Warriors Guild symbol. There is 7 dudes there.
7, Jesus,
So
a
I
huge
get
amount.
78. How many you got?
I've got 2, 3.
So 3 times 7 is 21. It's 83. Alright, that's the warriors done. Now we're on to the bards. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bards. So this one, yeah, it provides me with a bard symbol, but also with 3 corruption. So I've got 4 bards times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So 4 times 8 is that 42? Which puts me to 120. So there,
Oh,
I get
man.
another diamond.
I don't like that.
And your bards? You got 1 at least.
No, I've
There's
got
another one.
2.
So 2 times 8, 16. Then we go on to wizards. I got nada.
Oh. Forgot about these.
So you've got 2 wizards?
2. Yeah, 2.
6 points. Puts you on
Where am I?
105. And get another diamond.
Yay, 2 diamonds.
And I got no nobles. How many nobles you got? At least
2.
2. So that's another 6 points. Put you on 11. What?
I was on 105, right?
Yeah, and you got 6 points. Put you on 111.
Oh well.
I don't know what you were counting. But now it's the worst thing. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 corruption.
I don't know if it's the worst thing. I've definitely got more corruption than you do.
That's true.
So
got
you win.
5 times 3 is 15. So I go to 105.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 times 3, 18. There you go. You lose one of your diamonds.
No,
now.
I don't. Leave my diamonds alone. You.
I won!
Well, I guess you'd have to win one of games at some point.
Yeah.
What was that?
Lost 18,
18.
so 97? You're on 11 at the moment? No, 90. 92 or something like that. I can't think anymore.
What was it?
You were on 111 and you lost 18.
94.
Okay.
It's late, okay? It's very late. Brains have stopped working.
Alright, there we go.
Ugh.
That is the
I
playthrough.
hate you
So
so much.
I've got 205 gold after my 3 days work. And you've got 194. And the Chronomancer wins! Back to the future we go. There we go. So that's a full playthrough of Merchant's Cove using the Chronomancer and the Alchemist. Hopefully you got a good viewing pleasure out of that. I don't know, comment below what you think. And obviously, as I said in the beginning, in the description, there's a link to my Facebook page where you can see the painted miniatures. There's a link to the Kickstarter where you can go back your own copy if you want to see what it's like. And in the sleeve up top, there's my interview with Carl and possibly the extended version of the gameplay video. So thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll speak to you guys later.
Ciao.